wonderful episode of Media Trend on Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television, Mabushi, Abuja, the first agricultural television station in Nigeria. Media Trend, of course, is a program that brings to you all the trending gists on both formal and social media. To do this with me, I have Los Simon. Los Simon is a graduate of Agricultural Economics and Extension, and she's also a writer. You wouldn't want to miss out on this episode, so please stay right there. Before we went on that break, I stated that Lois Simon will be joining me. So, welcome to the program, Lois Simon.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm very pleased to be here this morning.
Kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Lois Simon. I am a graduate of Agriculture, Economics and Extension from University of Abuja. I am also a writer. I'm a ghostwriter. I am a copywriter. I did articles and write-ups on websites, and this is just very basic information about me.
Well, let's begin this wonderful episode with the story of a young man who got married to his US-based lover, who is much older than he is, and of course, social media. They've dragged him left, right, and center that he got married to the woman for social reasons, probably for selfish reasons and stuff like that. What's your take on it? Or what was actually the first thing that came to your mind when you saw that story?
Well, they say different strokes for
Different
folks. Yes, and outside the country, nobody really puts too much attention on the age difference. Oh, you're marrying someone that is 15 years older than you, 20 years older than you. It's in this part of the world, in Africa, actually in Nigeria, where you have people, there's a lot of mental gymnastics on, this person I'm marrying is older than you. But in the Western world, they don't really put too much attention to that. And I mean, getting married is very easy over there.
Okay.
It's down here where you have to go for introduction, but over there, getting married is something very, and I mean, you could have married her for many reasons. You could have married her, okay, probably because he truly loves her, who knows, or because, like you stated, probably selfish reasons. He has seen an opportunity where he can use this marriage to get his green card. So that could also be another reason why he got married. But whatever his reason for marrying her, I mean, it's his choice. He can live with it.
Looking at the age discrepancy.
Like I stated, over there, it's not really something they frown at. So as long as he's there, there's a statement that says, if you're in Rome, you act like a Roman. So over there, it's not really something they frown at so much. So whatever the age difference is, gap between them, they are married. I don't think anything else, any uproar on social media can change that.
Can change anything really.
Yes.
It's okay. Your own opinion. Do you support such marriage?
Well, in my own opinion, I feel like if you want to get married to someone, yes, 5 years age difference is okay. 10 is okay. But anything above 10 might be a little too much. I mean, okay, just assume you're 25, the person you're getting married to is 35, or you're 30, the person you're getting married to is 40, that's okay. But from 11 upwards, indirectly, but there's something that age difference plays between marriages. You now, as a 35-year-old, there's a way you would reason and would want to analyze things where someone that is like 15 years older than you would really come. Yeah, the person might just reason it differently. And the way you now want to strike a balance between that, there might just be a little bit of friction there. So that is going to be a challenge in my own opinion, because you have to do extra work to ensure that you communicate properly what you think and how you reason, because you know that this person you are talking to concerning this thing is way older than you, or the person is way younger than you. So you might have to put in extra work to communicate properly and make the person see things from your own perspective.
Exactly. That is it. But whatever it is, we wish them a happy married life. been immersed in the internet. We have the story of Bobrisky, who was recently awarded the best female amongst the females. What's your take on this particular issue? Because this issue has really raised a lot of uproar on the social media that even got Portable involved and a few other persons. Because a lot of people are of the opinion that before we go there, let me cut off small. So, what's your take on it?
My take on it is very simple. If you're awarding best dressed female, award it to a best dressed female.
Yeah.
Like no two ways about that. Don't award it to someone who has controversial issues pending concerning his or her sexuality. If you are awarding the best dressed female, award it to a female that came as the best dressed. I share the same sentiment with so many people on social media like Dayo Amusa. I mean, when you look at it, okay, you know who Bobrisky is. You don't have to spell it out, but you know how his celebrity life is hinged on the fact that there is controversy concerning his sexuality. Is he a man? Is he a woman? Is he posing as both? That's fine. That's his own issue. But if you want to award best dressed female, there were so many beautiful ladies that turned up at that movie premiere that I felt like the organizers of the show could have done better. And was it just yesterday? I don't know how authentic and legitimate the source of the story is coming from, but one of the showrunners said they intentionally gave that award to Bobrisky so that it will cause an uproar, just for engagement on the movie. So you can see that already there was a motive certainly behind awarding and giving him that award. So it doesn't really make sense. If you are given an award that is tagged best dressed female, it is the category is clear.
Exactly.
It is for a female. Award it to a female who came as the best dressed, not someone who today he will claim he's a man, tomorrow he will claim he's a woman, depending on which one suits him or is more or depending on which one suits him more or which one would help him more. So that's
probably where he finds himself.
exactly where he finds himself. If he wants to identify as a man, he will do that today. If he wants to identify as a woman, he will do that today. No, that personally did not sit well with me. But I mean, the show organizers clearly knew what they were going after.
So that means you're actually against their judgment. The
Yes, of
organizers
course,
of the show.
I am against it because, as personally, if I know that I am attending an event and I know that there is going to be a prize for someone who comes as the best dressed male or best dressed female, and I put in a lot of effort to look very good so that yes, I can be able to win that award, and then someone who comes that I'm tempted to use the word, but I don't want to use that. Yeah, someone who comes and you are not even sure where the person stands in terms of sexuality. I would feel cheated because I'm a woman in every sense of the word, and I put in a lot of effort to look good because I would want to win the best dress award. It comes with a cash prize, and then you're giving it to someone that is not a woman. Exactly. I personally would feel bad, so definitely I would be against.
But funny enough, the females that attended that, or most of the females that attended that program, or attended that show rather, were just clapping and celebrating and stuff. So I don't really I'm sure you saw that clip.
Yes.
What was your reaction? Knowing that this category was clearly spelled out, female, and awarding someone who is neither here nor there, and as a female, I think they were expected to feel a little cheated or something, and then you see them, they were just clapping and, probably being all happy or stuff. What do you have to say about that?
As a celebrity, there are so many eyes on you. So you may not want to react the way you truly feel deep down.
Yes.
But because you are outside, there are cameras on you, you are a personality, people know you.
Just fake smile.
Exactly. You just want to keep up appearance and clap. I am almost certain that a lot of them, when that award was called, that in their mind, they'll be like, How? But okay, no, he has won it. He has won it. Clap and keep it moving.
Okay, now that brings us to the issue of Bobrisky and Portable. I'm sure you saw that.
Very dark.
Like, the drama is crazy. What's your take on it? And it's still about this particular issue awarding her the best dressed female and stuff like that. So there's just been a serious issue, and of course, um, display of tantrums, they used abusive words on each other and stuff like that. What's your take on it?
Portable is a very, very dramatic person. He's also someone that thrives on controversy. So he's like, you have two people from the same side. I mean, you have someone that is very dramatic, hot-headed, controversial, and you also have Portable. He's a loud man.
Yes.
He is not scared of anybody or anything.
Yes.
He will say it as it is. The highest you can do is to get angry and react how you want to react. But ultimately, as long as he's not harming you, you can't do anything to him. So, I mean, it's Portable. I even saw that he went as far as creating something like a short song relating to that. So I mean, it's also all for media consumption, for social media consumption. You know, like I said, these are people that they thrive on these kind of things. You know, they say there's no bad or good publicity. Publicity is publicity. Whatever will keep you out there in people's faces, that will make people keep talking about you. People will go
relevant.
exactly, that will keep you relevant, whether it's good or it's bad. People like Bobrisky and Portable will always do that. And for me, I mean, Portable is, everybody knows the kind of person he is. It's like, I would say it as it is. Anything you want to do, do it.
Go ahead and do
Exactly.
it. Portable always say, Wahala, Wahala, Wahala.
Wahala, exactly. Wahala, wahala. So,
we just hope this trip ends soon. The next item for this beautiful episode is that of Professor Anya. Professor Tuanya, who got engaged to her or by her gay partner, of course, over there. What's generally your take on gayism, lesbianism, and stuff?
the truth is, I don't really pay attention to what anybody is doing. Look, your life is your life.
Of course.
If you want to identify as a female, but you are a man,
Fine.
if you want to identify as a man but you are a female, if you feel you are attracted to someone of the same sex, if you feel you are attracted to someone of the opposite sex, I'm just a do you person. As long as what you are doing does not have any negative effect on me, honest to God, I don't really care. And I mean, they are over there where they are, it's widely and generally accepted. So if she found love in a someone that shares the same sex with her, congratulations to them. Oh. They're engaged now. Marriage is coming up next. I mean, I see the comments on social media, and I know Uju Aya. She's a very outspoken person when it comes to her being a lesbian. She's very, very outspoken, and you know, for the fact that she's of Nigerian roots and heritage,
yes.
people are always going to talk negative. This one, you are this, you are that, and so far so good. She has developed tough skin. Like the comments are always there on. Even right now, if you go to that particular engagement post on Twitter, because I saw it on Twitter first, the negative comments are, in fact, the negative comments are there much more than the positive comments. But she doesn't care, and I just feel like, just leave these people alone. Leave them to do what they want to do. I mean, they know the repercussions of what they are doing. You cannot. This is an adult you're talking about, so there's no amount of hate speech or negative things they are going to say to them that will make them change. I feel like before they took that decision to come out openly, yes, they must have thought it through and be like, damn the consequences. So instead of putting your energy into two people's lives that it doesn't concern you, just leave them to do what they want to do. Really, that's their business. And like I said, they're over there. it's widely accepted. In fact, they are even cheering for them over there for taking the step to even say you want to now get married amidst everything that has been going on. Yes, in most parts of the world now, things like this are frowned upon. But
Especially in Africa.
especially in Africa, and like I mentioned, she is of Nigerian descent, so obviously people will not be happy about that. But whether you are happy about it or you are not, ultimately it is their life to live, and at the end of the day, there's only one person they'll be answerable to. So
Well, we are going to have more juicy stories come your way. Right now, let us go on a quick break. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You are still watching Media Trend, the program that gives you all the gist you need to hear. Feel free to call it Amebo if you wish. Okay, before we went on that break, we were taking a lot of stories and all and else. So now we're going to look at the story of this footballer here. What's his name again? A Cameroonian footballer, Jita, that somehow, he had issues with his wife concerning the paternity of his children. After the DNA was carried out, it was realized that he's not the biological father of those children. What really, over time, this issue of DNA has just been all over the place and stuff like that. What's really your take on this issue?
now, paternity fraud is at an all-time high, especially in Nigeria. What I have to say is this: even if you may not have reasons to doubt your spouse, like okay, even if your spouse has not given you reasons to doubt, there's something that social media will unconsciously put in your mind. You and your spouse have never had issues concerning infidelity, but because you have been seeing it on the internet that many fathers are coming out to say that the child they've raised for XYZ number of years is not their child. They just did a DNA test and they found out that this child is not theirs. You too, your mind will now start telling you, what if my wife too? What if my wife too? And then you go ahead to take a DNA test. There are two things. Taking a DNA test, it's not something that you need your spouse's permission. You may just be telling your spouse because it's a very sensitive matter and you want your spouse to know about it. But you can take a DNA test behind your spouse's back. It's very easy.
And why is that?
Now,
why is that? If you think you trust your spouse enough, or even if you don't trust your spouse enough, this is a very sensitive issue. I feel that if you suspect anything, before you take such action, you have to tell your spouse, okay, I'm planning on doing so and so and so. Except maybe there has been an issue, like you both you are living separately, or you can decide to do that on your own. But as long as you're sharing the same roof and you're still married to each other, I feel before you take such decision, you have to talk to your spouse. Okay, take for instance, what happens when you go out there to take the DNA test and it comes out that you're the true father of those kids?
now,
What do you think? How do you think your spouse will take it?
This is where it gets
Because eventually the children are grown, Someday, sometime, they're still going to speak to their mom about it. For me, I feel it's betrayal. Do you understand it? So,
okay. So, like I said, it's expected that you communicate to your spouse that you want to take a DNA test, but it's not something where you must tell them before you do it, because a DNA test, all you need to do is just cut a lock or a strand of your child's hair and take it to where the DNA testing is done, and they do the test and the result comes out. But because as your spouse, you owe that to your wife, you let her know. Now it's very tricky because if my husband is coming to tell me that he wants to take a DNA test, I would feel like he doesn't trust me.
Yes.
And when you start feeling that your husband does not trust you, it's already grounds for multiple issues to come up. If you want to have, now I'm going to speak as for me. If my husband comes to me today and he says he wants to have a DNA test, will it make me feel bad? Absolutely. Especially when I know that I have been 100% faithful and transparent. I have never given him any reasons to doubt me. But maybe you saw it on social media, people are taking them, you too you want to take. You've told me, thank you for telling me. I feel very, very bad about it. Go ahead and do the test. By the time it comes out positive, you will now be the one to feel bad for even putting yourself in a situation whereby you start doubting your wife to the point where you want to take a test. At that moment, it's going to take a lot for the husband and wife to reconcile
to get back to what
and iron it out, because you had no reasons to doubt me, but because of what you were seeing and hearing, maybe somebody even advised you, they hear wetin dey happen, go do test this your son, this your daughter, you not fit be your own
like this.
Exactly. And then unfortunately for you, you listen to the wrong advice, and then it comes out that the test is positive. You have wasted money on DNA test. Emotional, there's already a rift already, trust issues, because what is making you come to ask for a DNA test? But then you have done it. So I would feel bad. But if that is what will give him peace and clarity, go ahead and do it. But me, I know that it's going to take a lot for us to now settle down and try to see how we can bridge that gap between us.
Moving on to the last story before we call it BD. Let's look at this. Let's quickly talk about a very dark man's detention, the issue that recently got him in police custody and stuff like that. What actually came to your mind? Like, let's look at it together.
What I'll say is he had it coming.
Okay.
He had it coming because for a very long time, he started out as someone who was doing something for a good cause, and I was also in support of it. When he would call out skincare brands,
yes.
Show your NAFDAC number on the products. Are you a certified cosmetologist? Yes. Are you a certified dermatologist? A skincare expert? Are you certified, or you just woke up and decided that this is a field I want to venture into? Show your NAFDAC number on your products. Are your products legal? Are they safe for public consumption? And when he started out like that, I was in support of him, because we have so many
fake products out there
in circulation already, and
damaging people's skin.
Damaging your skin, making your skin condition worse. Meanwhile, you got those products so that it can make your skin condition better, but it is making it worse. So when he started out, I loved what he was doing, because it looked like he was the one who had the audacity to call out these big brands. But along the line, he started dabbling into some other things, speaking on issues that he was not so clear about, and then it just felt like he was not putting so much thought and reasoning into the things he was now dabbling into like he was before. So I would say he had it coming, because there's a limit to what you can say and who you can attack. Now he has met his match, and if you are making such heavy allegations like that,
you need to be very sure.
You should be very sure.
Have your facts.
You should be very sure of what you are saying. You should have adequate proof to back your claims. Now, it is obvious that he doesn't have any of that. I know there's a statement that says there's freedom of speech, but freedom after speech is not guaranteed, because you might say something now that another person would. Okay, you said something about me, Abby. And in this part of the world, if I know somebody, if I have connections, it will not take me anything to get you arrested.
Yes.
And now he has even gone to dabble into higher power. So he had it coming, and He just dance to the tune of the musical because I don't know how he's going to get himself out of the song. But this will serve as a lesson to him moving forward that you cannot just say anything about anybody and get away with it. Whether you even have facts, whether what you are saying is true or not, there are other people that know it, but they've kept quiet. Not because they cannot stand in front of camera and talk, but because they know that at that point, this thing, let me just wash my hand off it and stay clear because I know if I open this can of worms, I may not be able to bear the brunt of it. But you know, he always feels like I will talk anything where you want to say.
You're gonna learn the hard work.
Now he has seen it, he has met his match, so good luck to him. That's all I can say.
Yeah, good luck to him. Well, before we go, I'd like to congratulate Nancy Sibe, who recently got the award for Africa's Rising Star at Uganda, and also a Gugu of Lagos, who recently engaged his girlfriend. Well, Simon, I'd like to appreciate you for making it into this program.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed being on your show, so thank you so much for having me again.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's beautiful episode of Media Trend on ARC and TV Babushi Abuja. Until next week, I remain Euphemia Idoma, saying thanks.